when a body is maintained in a state of oscillation, by a strong periodic force, of frequency other than the natural frequency, of the body, of the body, the oscillations are called the oscillations are called forced oscillations. Okay, oscillations are called forced oscillations. Okay, so what are forced oscillation? When a body is maintained in a state of oscillation. So basically we are not allowing the oscillations to be damped down by a strong periodic force. So you need to exert, you need to apply. Why periodic? So that the damping effect is nullified. Okay, and the for the periodic force, the frequency is different than the natural frequency of the body. Now you may ask, sir, what is natural frequency of the body? Natural frequency of the body is the frequency when there is no damping or no any other thing. Okay, suppose if there is a spring mass system, I'm just giving you example. So if there is a spring mass system, so T is equal to 2 pi m upon k for the spring. T is equal to 2 pi under root m upon k, right? So F is equal to 1 upon T is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k by m. So this can be treated as the natural frequency of this system. This can be treated as the natural frequency of system. All right. All right. Why? Because with this frequency the object was oscillating in SHM. With this frequency object was oscillating in SHM. So this is the natural frequency. Okay. Okay. Now let us write a few things. The frequency of forced oscillation, the frequency of forced oscillations is different from natural frequency, of the body, of the body, and basically this frequency is equal to, so it is equal to the frequency of, it is equal to the frequency of applied force, applied force. Okay, so it is equal to the frequency of applied force. Okay, now earlier what was happening, pay attention, during damped oscillations, during damped oscillations F resultant was minus kx minus b into v. So F resultant is equal to minus kx minus b into v, right? Now for forced oscillation, for forced oscillations, what do we need? We need one more extra force, right? So F resultant is equal to minus kx minus plus F naught cos omega dt. Here F naught cos omega dt is the harmonic force, the harmonic force causing is the harmonic force causing forced oscillations, causing forced oscillations. Okay, so basically this force is supposed to nullify the effect of damping. All right, so let me call this as equation 2. Okay, now this thing can be written as m times d2x upon dt2 plus b into dx upon dt plus kx minus f naught cos omega dt is equal to 0. This is equation 3. So equation 3 is a differential equation. Equation 3 is a differential equation of second order. Equation 3 is a differential equation of second order for which solutions are given as now this part is the most crucial. So basically you are finding solution of equation 3. So that gives us a cos omega dt plus phi. So this is the solution. Okay. Here x will be given as a cos omega dt plus phi. Picture is still remaining. So what is the value of a here? So a is equal to f naught upon m square omega naught square omega d square plus omega d square into b square and whole to the power half. So this is your value of a. This is the value of a. Okay. Let us go even further. Tan phi, because in the equation we have mentioned phi also in equation 4. So tan phi is equal to minus v naught upon omega d x naught. This is equation number 6. This is equation number 6. Note everyone. Please note. Huh? Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Sir, done.
Okay. Everyone noted? All right. Now, there are two special cases. So let us talk about them. Special cases. Special cases. So, number one, if omega dB square is much less than can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So could you please scroll up? I got disconnected.
Yes, is saying, sir, what is omega naught and omega d? Omega naught is actually the natural frequency, yes, and omega d is the frequency of the the harmonic force which we applied. See here, you exerted one extra harmonic force, and this was consisting of omega d. So omega d is the frequency, or you can say angular frequency of harmonic force, and omega naught is angular original natural frequency. Okay, yes. Jeremiah is saying, sir, practical submission is also there. Hmm. Good. Noted, everyone? Yeah. So, special cases. So, special cases first is if omega d is much greater than m square omega square minus omega d square. So, basically what we are doing, pay attention, from equation 1, if this portion is negligible, right? So our part will consist of only this, correct? That's what we are going to write now. So let me tell you, A will be in that case F naught m omega square minus omega naught square. So this is equation number, let's say 7. Okay. This is equation number 7. All right. So this will be the scenario when omega dB is much smaller than m square omega naught square minus omega d square. All right. Okay. Now special case number 2, that if omega d is very close to, so if omega is almost equal to omega d, then so in that case this factor will become 0, right? So A will be F naught upon omega dB. And this is equation number 8. Please note. Please note. Okay. And what this means is when driving frequency is very close to natural frequency, which is driving frequency omega is equal to omega naught square. Okay. Any doubt, any question? Good. Now there is a condition called condition of resonance. Let us talk about that. So in equation 7, listen very carefully. In equation 7, or you can say from equation 7, if omega becomes equal to omega d, omega is equal to omega d, then A approaches to infinity. It will be very large because denominator is becoming 0. Denominator is becoming to 0. Okay. Hence amplitude becomes great. Hence amplitude becomes greatest when omega upon omega d is equal to 1. This condition is called condition of resonance. This condition is called condition of resonance. Okay. During resonance, very large amount of energy is produced. Very large amount of energy is produced. Okay. So during resonance, very large amount of energy is produced. Okay, everyone? All right. Now let me just give you a particle of mass small m is attached to a spring of constant k and has a natural frequency omega naught. Okay, this is angular frequency. Omega naught. Okay, an external force Ft cos Ft is equal to A cos omega t such that omega is not equal to omega naught is applied to the oscillator how does the displacement of oscillator vary? How does the displacement of oscillator vary? All right. So pay attention, everyone. Here A naught is equal to minus omega naught square into y. All right. Now A dash is equal to omega square y. All right. So A is A naught plus A dash, and that will be minus omega naught square y plus omega square y. So A comes out to be minus omega naught square minus omega square into y. Okay. So F is equal to MA is equal to M times, and minus is outside, omega naught square minus omega square into y. So y comes out to be, y is displacement. So y comes out to be minus F by M omega naught square minus omega square. So that's how the displacement will vary. That's how the displacement will vary. Please note. Okay. All right. So now you practice questions based on this chapter. We are moving to the next chapter, and that is waves. We are moving to next chapter, and that is waves.
Thank you, sir. Done.
Waves. This is a very interesting topic. You are there, I am here. You cannot see me, but you can hear me. Open the video, then you can also see me. Despite I being here at my right, how it is happening? It is happening due to waves. It is happening due to waves. So this is the one of the most fascinating topics, actually. Very fascinating topics. Okay. If suppose 25 years back, if someone say that so and so person is very elevated, spiritually elevated person, he can see what is happening 100 kilometers away from him. Okay, as let me tell you कि वो फलाने फलाने बाबा जी जो है बहुत पहुंचे हुए, क्यों पहुंचे हुए संत हैं? Because he can see what is happening 100,000 kilometer away from him. Correct? So that was a superpower of those Babaji, right? And that's why they were respected. उनका जो respect था बाबा जी का, वो किसकी वजह से था? He can see things which are thousands of kilometers away, because that was kind of miracle which he could do, right? Now that miracle is with each and every person. All of us can see things which are thousands of kilometers away with the help of a small instrument called mobile. With the help of a small instrument called mobile, right? That is a miracle. That is a miracle which is done by science. Literally, for people who were 25 years ago, for them it is a miracle. They could not even, think in their wildest of dreams, imagination, that it is possible. So miracles can be done by the help of science. Miracles are done by science. Very interesting, right? Anyways, so what exactly is waves? Let us focus on that. Try to understand. Suppose I want to give a message. Okay, I want to transfer something, right? Suppose in my class when I am teaching, okay, and some students are not paying attention. So there are multiple ways. What are the ways? First of all, I can go to that person's place and give a tight slap. So that is one way, right? Second way is if I throw something, some projectile, some missile from my place, and that goes and hits that person at his place, message is conveyed, right? Yes or no? So in first case, what is happening? I myself am moving from my place to his place, correct? And transferring the message, conveying the message. So that is one way. Second way, I am not moving from my place, but I sent a message through projectile or missile, right? So in both the cases, when I am going as a person, or missile or projectile is going as an object, I am utilizing mass. I am utilizing mass, right? There can be a third way also, where neither I am going nor I am projecting something. I am simply saying, what are you doing, mister? That's it. Message is conveyed. Those words, what are you doing? That's it. That is sufficient to convey the message, same message, right? So this third way is actually very sophisticated way, and that is called wave motion. That is called wave motion. So what is a wave? It is the mode of transfer of energy without actual transfer of mass. This is as simple as that. Okay, the simplest definition of waves is it is the mode of transfer of energy without actual transfer of mass. Please note, it is the mode of transfer of energy. It is the mode of transfer of energy without actual transfer of mass. Okay, so when we are not transferring any mass in, okay, and we are able to transfer energy, then that is called wave motion. That is called wave motion. All right. So in wave motion, be very clear, be very specific. energy is being transferred, mass is not being transferred. Let me rewrite it in different ways. So in wave motion, energy is being transferred, but mass is not transferred. Okay, mass is not transferred. So imagine a scenario, everyone please pay attention. Imagine a scenario, you are sitting in a classroom, 30-40 of you, and I give you a duster. Whoever gets the duster, he need to clap and pass the duster to the person sitting next to it. So whoever is getting the duster, he need to clap and pass the duster. 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 Right? So what is happening? In a very small interval of time, the duster will pass through the entire class, through all the students, while students are remaining seated at their own place. And duster has been transferred throughout the classroom. Correct? So here you can understand that duster as, you can visualize that duster as energy or message. Okay? And you are the medium. You are transferring the energy without transferring yourself. Okay, a slight disturbance in your position, disturbance I am using word, mind it. A slight disturbance, like clapping and transferring, that's it. You are not moving from your place, but your hands are used for clapping only. Okay, so your hands right now can be treated as medium particle. Who are the medium? You are the medium. Okay, so hands are medium particles which are vibrating when energy is being transferred. So that is the crux of wave motion. What is the wave motion? Mode of transfer of energy. What is special about this mode of transfer of energy? That only energy is being propagated or transferred. Medium is not being transferred. Okay, medium is not being transferred. Any doubt, any questions? Please feel free to ask. Any doubt or questions if you have, please feel free to ask. Any doubt or questions, anyone? Any doubt or question? Any doubts or questions? No doubt, no question? Good. All right. Okay. So now the next thing is how many types of waves are there? So waves are of two types. In fact, there are three types, but we are talking about, let us talk three types. Number one, number two, number three. So number one type of wave is mechanical wave. Number two are non-mechanical or EM wave, magnetic waves, electromagnetic waves. So this is second type. This is second type. And third type are mechanical, non-mechanical, and matter waves. Okay. So these are the waves which are mechanical wave, non-mechanical wave, or third is matter wave. All right. Good. So let us talk what are mechanical waves. Let us talk what are mechanical waves. Mechanical waves. So mechanical waves are the waves which require a mechanical medium to. These are the waves. These are the waves which require a medium to travel. And what type of medium? Mechanical medium to travel. Mechanical medium to travel. Okay. You can hide the word mechanical also because medium is mechanical medium. Okay. So basically these type of waves can transfer only through a medium. If medium is not there, these wave cannot transfer. If medium is not there, these wave cannot transfer. Let me give you example. Or can you give me example of mechanical waves? Anyone? Give me examples of mechanical wave. Give me. You have studied this topic. Sound. Very nice, Sakshi. Is a very good example of mechanical wave because sound need a medium to travel. If you go in vacuum, if you go in space and then you shout, nobody will be able to hear you. Why? Because there is no medium there. There is no medium in space. And if there is no medium, nobody can hear you because wave cannot propagate in vacuum. Sound cannot propagate in vacuum. It requires a medium to travel. Vianka is saying water waves. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Water waves are the waves created in, as the name is suggesting, water waves are the waves which are created in water, right? If you remove the water, there is no water, there are no water waves. Correct? Correct. So if you remove the water, then there won't be any water waves. Correct. Absolutely correct, Priyanka. Any other example, anyone? Any other example of mechanical waves? String wave. String wave. As the name is suggesting, these waves can be produced only in string. Right? If someone removes that string, waves are gone with the string. Correct? So, these all are example of mechanical wave. All right. Now let us understand what are non-mechanical waves. Non-mechanical waves. Which are non-mechanical waves? So non-mechanical waves are the waves which do not require a medium to travel. These are the waves. These are the waves which do not require a medium to travel. Okay, that is, they can travel in vacuum also. They can travel in vacuum also. Can you give me some examples of non-mechanical waves? Anyone? Examples of non-mechanical waves: radio, light, okay, radio waves, light waves. Any other example other than radio and light? Any other example other than radio and light? Microwaves, micro. Okay. Any other example? Any other example? Magnetic waves. Actually, the proper word is electromagnetic. Non-mechanical waves are also called as electromagnetic waves. So you can write that also. EM waves. EM wave is basically not just one wave. It is a family of waves. All these you are mentioning, light wave, radio wave, microwave, that is a part of that family. That is a part of the same family. Excuse me. That is a part of the same family. Okay. All right. So you know a little bit of them, right? Third comes matter waves. Third type of waves are matter waves. Okay. So this is a very interesting case basically. According to this theory, particles can also behave as wave. Okay. According to this, particles can also behave as waves. Okay. So the waves associated with particles are called the waves associated with particles. The waves associated with particles are called matter waves. The waves associated with particles are called matter waves. The waves associated with particles are called matter waves. Okay. Okay. All right. This now let me tell you. Out of these three type of waves, mechanical waves we are going to study in this chapter. Mechanical waves we are going to study in this chapter. Non-mechanical waves or EM waves we are going to study in 12th after the topic called AC, alternating current, and matter to study in which is almost end of 12th. So all these three we are going to study one by one, and that is the sequence in which we are going to study. The current topic is basically based on mechanical waves. Okay, though we are studying it in waves chapter, but what we are specifically studying is mechanical waves. What we are specifically studying is mechanical waves. Okay, so as we have already that the mechanical waves are the waves which require a medium to travel. Mechanical waves are the waves which require a medium to travel. Okay, now how many type of mechanical waves are there? So mechanical waves are of two types. Mechanical waves are of two types. These are of two types. Which two types? Number one, longitudinal, or let me call it transverse first, and number 2 is longitudinal. Okay, so mechanical waves are of two types, transverse waves, and number 2 is okay. All right, now pay attention everyone. As I told you, wave motion is nothing but the mode of transfer of energy. Wave motion is nothing but the mode of transfer of energy. All right, it is as simple as that. What is a wave? Mode of transfer of energy. What is a wave? Mode of transfer of energy. Okay. Now, suppose this is the mode of transfer of energy. Mode of transfer of energy. All right. The direction of arrow is the mode of transfer of energy. Correct. Now in mechanical waves, as medium is involved, correct, medium particles will clap. Now here clapping means vibration. So if medium particles are vibrating perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave or direction of propagation of energy, okay, it's called transverse wave. So if medium particles vibrate perpendicular to direction of propagation of energy or wave, both have same meaning. Okay, medium particles vibrate perpendicular to direction of propagation of energy, then such waves are called transverse wave. Transverse waves. It is as simple as that. Okay, if energy is going in x direction, let me call it x direction. If energy is going in x direction and medium particles are vibrating in y direction, or okay, because y is always perpendicular to x, z is always perpendicular to x. So if medium particle is going in x direction, if energy is going in x direction and medium particles are vibrating in y direction or z direction, then that type of waves will be called transverse wave. That type of waves will be called transverse wave. That type of waves will be called transverse wave. All right. So what are the example of transverse wave? What are the examples of transverse waves? Anyone? Can you give some example of transverse wave? Can you give some example of transverse waves? Anyone? Waves on surface of water. Basically tides. Why? Because when tide is moving outward, the water is perpendicularly vibrating. Okay. When energy is moving outward, water is oscillating perpendicular to it. You must have seen that. You must have seen that. If not noticed, then go today and watch Tiger. So energy is coming outward of the sea and water is oscillating, vibrating perpendicularly. Though it is a damped oscillation. But still you can get a feel of what I am trying to say. So waves on the surface of water are transverse wave. Other than that, waves in string. Waves in string. Waves in string are also transverse. Waves in string are also transverse. So earlier the string was tied like this and then someone disturbs it. And it goes like this. Okay. So that is waves in string. Waves in string. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. Anyone? Any doubt? Any question? All right. All right. You know what? Whatever we have studied in waves so far, that all can be shown by one arrow diagram or tree diagram, and entire thing which I have taught today can be summarized in 5 minutes notes. Can be summarized in 5 minutes notes, which you can prepare for yourself for quick revision. People are those who create smart notes. Smart people are those who create smart notes. All right. All right. So waves in the string are example of transverse wave. What are transverse wave? In transverse wave, medium particles vibrate perpendicular to the direction of flow of energy. Now longitudinal wave. Longitudinal wave. So suppose energy is going in this direction. Energy flow direction. Energy flow direction. So suppose energy is going in this direction, and if medium particles also vibrate in same direction, if medium particles also vibrate in same direction, right, then this type of wave will be called longitudinal wave. Okay, so such waves in which medium particles oscillate in the direction of propagation of wave are called longitudinal wave. Longitudinal waves. So what is happening? The direction in which energy is moving and the direction in which medium particles are vibrating are same. They are coinciding. So such waves are called Such waves are called longitudinal wave. Can you give me some example? Can you give me some example of longitudinal wave? Can you give me some example of longitudinal wave? Anyone? 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 Sound wave. Sound wave. Sound wave are the example of longitudinal wave. Other than that, spring wave.
So what about ultrasound waves?
Spring wave. Ultrasound. What is ultrasound? Sound waves, spring waves, waves inside water. Waves inside water. Waves inside water. So on surface of water, listen very carefully. On surface of water, predominantly which waves are there? Transverse wave. Okay. But inside water, you have only and only which waves? Longitudinal wave. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Aradhya, what are ultrasound waves? Aradhya?
So I did not ask the question, sir.
No, but what is your question? You tell me.
I did not ask any question. I don't have a question.
Who asked this ultrasound? Hello. Ask no, what was the question? Ultrasound means beyond sound. Okay, yes, Gaurav. Ultrasound means beyond sound. So basically when frequencies change, when frequencies are more than sound, that is called ultrasound. You cannot hear that sound. That's why it is called ultrasound. You cannot hear. The capacity of human ears is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, 20k hertz. So if frequency goes beyond that, above 20 kilohertz, then human ears cannot hear that sound. Then human ears cannot listen to that sound. That's why it is called ultrasound. Okay. There are two type of sounds. One is infrasonic and one are ultrasonic. Ultrasonic are those which are more than this frequency. Infrasonic are those which are lesser than this frequency. Okay. So this ultrasonic or infrasonic, that is based on human capacity. We are the benchmark. If we can hear it, then it is audible. If it is below our capacity, then it is infrasonic. If it is above our capacity, then it is ultrasonic. All right. Sir, in which case the waves can go more than the frequency? Try to understand. Frequency of a wave depends upon the source which is producing the wave. For example, when you hear my voice, you are able to recognize, okay, this is sir's voice. Why? Because now your ears, the instrument which is detecting the sound, which is your ears are able to identify my frequency. Okay, sir's voice is this. How you are defining it? How you are identifying it? By the frequency. When Yash is saying something, he can be identified. When Aradhya is saying something, he can be identified. On the basis of what? Frequency, as well as there are other things also. Pitch also. Shrillness also. That how shrill your voice is. Okay. But frequency plays a major role. Just to inform you, frequency of male voice is approximately 140 hertz. And frequency of female voice is 280 hertz. Frequency of female voice is 280 hertz. This difference is by nature. Nature means nature which is creating. Okay, understood? Understood? Yes. Okay. Okay, so now you understood the difference between ultrasonic, infrasonic. All right. All right. So we were talking about the types of waves. So in a very simple way, if energy moves in the direction of propagation of wave, then it is longitudinal. If energy moves perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave, then it is transverse. All right. So as I was telling you that we can create quick notes, we can prepare quick notes. Let me tell you how to prepare quick notes. Okay, pay attention. Waves. Okay, in waves we have three types. Which one? Mechanical, we have mechanical, then we have non-mechanical, and the third one which we had is, what was that? Matter waves. Okay, so mechanical waves, non-mechanical waves, matter waves. These are the three types, right? Mechanical means medium is required. Medium is required. Medium not required. And third are associated with mass. Associated with massive particles. Massive particles. Okay. Now, when we are going further in mechanical waves, these are of two types. Transverse, longitudinal. Transverse, what is the specialty about them? Medium particles oscillate. Medium particle oscillate perpendicular to energy. Here, parallel to energy. So that's how you prepare quick notes. That's how you prepare quick notes. If you observe, in wave motion, we have studied only this much today. In wave motion, we have studied only this much today. Do you notice? Have you noticed? Only this much. Right? It seems like that we have studied too much. But actually, this is what we have studied today. Okay? You can be more creative in your way of preparing of such notes. Okay, depending on what all information is needed for you. Suppose if I am preparing for myself, I could have used even lesser words. Why? Because other things I keep in my mind. Okay, this is this, this is this, this is this. If I get a simple clue, then I am able to revise the whole chapter. Okay, I am clear with definitions and then I prepare such simple things which are very handy and which are helping me in revising the whole chapter within few minutes. That's what you also need to do. Okay. What you need to do in every chapter. Smartness of a student is evaluated, or you can say evaluated by on the basis of how simply that student is able to put everything in small place. Which last question, Yash? We'll talk separately. Right now we are in middle of a chapter. Jeremiah is saying, but sir, are contrails related to matter waves? What are contrails, Jeremiah? What are contrails? First, you need to answer that, then I'll answer your question. Okay. So, can we move forward? So, transverse waves are those waves which require a medium to travel, and medium particles oscillate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. Longitudinal waves are those waves which require a medium to travel, and medium particles oscillate in the direction of propagation of waves. In the direction of propagation of waves. Now Jeremiah is saying, sir, when the fuel of airplanes get mixed with air, not exactly. That is not contrails. Let me tell you what is the meaning of matter waves. See, when a very small particle is moving with some velocity, for example, electron, that behaves as a wave because it is that small. It is that small you cannot see it, and you say that it is there. It has velocity, it has momentum, it has energy. So it is exactly behaving as wave. You cannot see it, but you are able to see the effects of it. Okay. What is LHC, Ankit? What is LHC? Ankit, what is LHC? Large Hadron Collider. Yes. Yes. Basically, what you are talking are related to that phenomena only. As I told you, we have smaller particles, subatomic particles. Those subatomic particles are in such a way that actually I'm just going diverted from this chapter. Lambda is equal to h upon mv. This is the formula to find wavelength of matter waves. Lambda is equal to h upon mv. This was given by de Broglie. I think you would have studied this in chapter of chemistry, atomic structure. So this wavelength is called de Broglie wavelength. So de Broglie gave us a method to find wavelength of matter waves. So if a particle is behaving as wave or not, you can find its wavelength. If that wavelength comes out to be, for example, I can calculate your lambda also, but that lambda will be insignificant. Insignificant means you are not actually behaving as a wave. You are simply behaving as a mass or particle, right? So your wavelength, though it can be calculated, it will be insignificant. Insignificant means it is of no use. It is of no use. So what you can simply do, if you want to identify whether something is behaving as matter wave or not, use this formula, find its wavelength. If its wavelength comes out to be significant, then it is a matter wave, otherwise it is not. Otherwise it is not. Theoretically, you can say that everything can behave as a wave, matter wave basically, and theoretically you can say that everything can behave as particle also. All right, and the latest conclusion, that's what the latest conclusion is, that everything is mass and everything is wave. Mass and waves can be interchanged. Mass and waves can be interchanged. Okay, so enough of discussion today. We had a good discussion. Thanks to you all. In the next class, we'll be moving further in this chapter. Okay. So first we'll be finishing this chapter, and then we'll be getting back to the topic for Mount Litera student which has been left. All right. Yeah. So yes, you come to the question. Yes. Yes. So in this question, there is a particle of mass m and is attached to a spring of constant k, okay, for which the natural frequency is omega naught. Now an external force. So what is happening if you release it and due to damping it will stop. So for that, what you are applying now, you are applying an external force, and that external force is a cos omega t, which is not now allowing it to damp down. Okay, and omega is not equal to omega naught, that is also given, is applied to the oscillator. How does the displacement of oscillator vary? Okay, so a naught is minus omega naught square y. Try to understand, a naught is acceleration when damping is not considered. All right, when damping is not considered and forced oscillation is also not considered, minus omega naught square y. This is simple to SHM. A is equal to minus omega square x. A is equal to minus omega square x. Now if you add the enforced oscillation also, so how much will be due to that? A dash is equal to omega square y. Okay. Now what you did, you superposed effect of both. So A is equal to a naught plus a dash, which is minus sum of these two, and that is your final acceleration. A is equal to minus omega naught square minus omega square into y. Correct. Then you compared it with F is equal to ma. So you got the value of F, and then you got finally value of y. Okay, yes. Now it's fine, yes. Now is it fine? Yes. Is it fine now? Yes.